Hey, today I'm going to talk about 3 new-ish movies that I liked a good amount, but the internet didn't really for some reason, and that really baffles me. The names of the 3 movies are Mortal Kombat, The Craft Legacy, and Stowaway. First up is Mortal Kombat. This movie was great. It's such a just fun, turn your brain off movie that just it was everything I wanted it to be. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. It had silly, ridiculous characters. They said lines and did things from the games that I have vague memories of. And they had brutal, gruesome kills that were just all kinds of amazing. Yeah. What's not to love? It's so great. It was just good, dumb fun. It literally met all of my expectations. So I don't really understand where all of this hate is coming from. I've read, a few things that people were like, oh, what the hell. One complaint that particularly annoys me is the fact that, spoilers, there is no Mortal Kombat tournament in this movie. But a spoiler for the games is, like, half of the Mortal Kombat games aren't actually the Mortal Kombat tournament. A lot of them have to do with other stuff. So this movie perfectly fits in with the games. So that complaint is unfounded. A good number of people have been complaining about the main character. I think partly because he's not in any of the games. He's an original character for the movie. But I thought he was fine. I liked him. I didn't really get his power-up thing. It was kind of weird. But I enjoyed him. And I also like seeing an Asian American man as the lead of a movie. We need more of that. Though someone on Reddit pointed out that it kind of felt like Sonya Blade was originally written as the main character because the main dude kind of does everything that she's trying to do. I would have enjoyed Sonya Blade as the main character, but I liked the guy that they had as the main character. I thought he was fine. So yeah, I completely disagree with internet hive mind. I like this movie a ton. If you're interested in this movie, watch it. It's just good, dumb fun, violence, and it's great. Next up is The Craft Legacy. This one actually came out late last year. So earlier this year I watched the original Craft movie from the mid-90s, and I liked that movie. This one's pretty much a remake of the original. The premise is the exact same as the original. New girl comes to town and stumbles across this group of witches, and they make a coven together, and then hijinks ensue. I, without a doubt, think this movie is better than the original in almost every single way. I partly think the reason why it's being downvoted so much is because technically the villain of this movie is the physical manifestation of toxic masculinity, and we all know how the internet really loves toxic masculinity. I enjoyed that aspect of the movie, especially because toxic masculinity is something that definitely needs to be discussed more and worked on. But yeah, I loved the characters in this one. I thought all of them were a major improvement, especially because in the original, the leader was just this awful human being that you just why are you such a dick to everyone? Just stop it. But in here, they're all great. In the original, the reason why the coven joins together is because they realize that this new girl is a witch, whereas in here, they help her out with something, and then they realize that she's a witch. They're already inviting her into their group before they know that she's a witch. And I like that a ton. So they're not just using her, it's just kind of a nice happenstance. And I really like what they did with the boy character. He is this guy who's a dick at the beginning, but then they cast a spell on him and he goes the other way. And when he goes the other way in this one, it's so ridiculous and funny, but also kind of powerful. Whereas in the original one, he's just he goes from a creepy dick to just a creepy weirdo. And it's okay. But that leads me into kind of where this one doesn't quite live up to the original, maybe, sort of. The ending. I think the ending here works fine. It's a very modern ending. It did complete the story. It just kind of feels a little superhero-y, but it worked. It wasn't bad. But the original ending was so creepy and weird and so much different kinds of magic stuff's happening, and it was balls to the walls crazy. I don't think they could have done that exact ending in this movie, but doing something more like it would have been cool. I think what really would have helped this movie is had it not been PG-13. I think it should have been an R movie. push more into the horror elements of the original, because the original one isn't even that scary, but just kind of building that stuff up more could have been really neat. I recommend this movie. I think it's pretty dang good. If you're interested in this, go for it. It's definitely worth a watch. And I think it's better than the original, hands down. And lastly is Stowaway. This is a brand new Netflix movie. The basic premise is it's about this mission to Mars. They find a person stowed away on their rocket ship, and it's only got 4 people. Why I think people have such a distaste for this movie is partly the trailer's fault. Because the trailer makes it look like it's going to be like oh, there's this person stowed away on the ship. They say that they got here by accident, but did they really? And then the whole movie's going to be about, you know, that question. But that's not what the movie's about. The movie's about resource management and moral dilemmas and those questions that come out of that. It's not about what is everyone's secret motivation, who's gonna betray who next, and it's more of a chill movie. And I liked it quite a bit. I thought the acting was good. I thought the effects were really, really good. I thought the story was compelling and interesting. And yeah, I enjoyed this movie a ton. It's just a nice little movie. It's not gonna blow your mind or anything, but it's not a bad way to spend 90 minutes. So again, I would say if you were interested in this movie, I'd go for it. Just know that it's not like hidden secret motivation stuffs the movie. It's moral questions the movie. And it's good. Alrighty, time for today's rankings. First up, we got Mortal Kombat, sitting at number 24 in the really liked category. It's kind of near the bottom of the really liked. And then after that is The Craft Legacy, sitting at number 39 in the quite like section. And then bringing up the rear, not too far away, is Stowaway, sitting at number 47, also in the quite like section. And that is out of a total of 114 movies so far this year. I'm done, you're done, I'm done, we're done, it's done. Let's stop. I kinda wanna eat. I'm not gonna eat. You're gonna eat.